Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life. Hey, it's Madison Malloy. I'm excited to announce that my new book, Time to Lighten the Fuck Up, is now available online and in stores. You can pick up your copy today by going to Amazon or barnesandnoble.com. This new book is a humorous self-help guide to help you remove the obstacles that are holding you back so you can take things less seriously and live a more enjoyable life. I'm so excited for you to read it. Now back to the show. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison, the podcast to make you happier, healthier, and wealthier. It is almost the new year. I cannot believe it. We are going into 2023. I wanted to quickly reflect back on 2022. It was a huge year for the podcast. It was a huge year for me. As many of you know, I launched my book, my first book, Time to Lighten the F Up or Fuck Up, whatever you prefer. It's doing really, really well. The feedback's been amazing. People are loving it. If you haven't gotten your copy, please do so. It's a amazing read. It's short, a lot of good information in it. It's funny. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it can kind of help you get out of your own way and start living the life that you are meant to live, which is abundant and amazing. But yeah, 2022 was amazing for the podcast. We grew a lot. We had amazing episodes that kind of impacted my life directly. So I want to go through some of those episodes, some of my top episodes for 2022. If you haven't listened to these episodes, go do it. If you have, maybe you want to listen to them again. Some of those episodes, I sat down with celebrity coach Clint Arthur and author as well. That was an amazing episode. He is an unbelievable person who came from absolutely nothing, trying to make it in Hollywood, and just wasn't happening. And he decided to take matters into his own hands and became a writer, and then became a major celebrity in his own right, and is now running amazing coaching programs. I actually had the honor to go down and attend one of those, which was life-changing for me and led me to the writing my first book very quickly. So that was amazing. So go back and listen to that one as well. As many of you know, I'm very into cryptocurrency. Even with everything going on, I am still a big advocate for it because I do believe in decentralization and not centralization. So the blockchain is where the future is going, and it's still something I absolutely believe in. And I sat down with some of the biggest names in that space. I sat down with the founder of Cardano, Charles Hodgkinson. That was a very insightful interview. So check that one out. I sat down with Scaramucci, who has a hedge fund, but is very involved with different coins, Algorand being one of them. Obviously, it was a very crazy year for a lot of people, including our former guest, Scaramucci, who was blindsided by FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. They had become friends. He was not aware of anything that was going on. And obviously, when the fraud came to light, this was became a very difficult year for Mooch, but he is still very positive on crypto, as am I, and is involved with some amazing blockchain protocols that are going to be really kind of shaping this new digital economy we're really moving to, as some are calling, the fourth industrial revolution. So check that one out. Recently, I sat down with Stephanie Kwong, who is the co-founder of Rapid Rewire Method, and we talk about how important the subconscious mind is and how it's our blueprint and kind of controls everything. So if you're struggling with not having with manifesting or law of attraction or anything, kind of getting what you want, and you feel you're not living the life that you're intended to and want to make things better, check that episode out. It's about the subconscious mind. And also something that I've been listening to on Audible is The Power of the Subconscious Mind or Unconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. That's been amazing. I listen to it at the gym or when I'm walking my dog, or when I was in New York walking to meetings. great episode, especially as we're going into New Year's and you have your New Year's resolutions. It is easier said than done. A lot of people do not keep these resolutions because they revert back to their old ways. So it's probably because the programming of their subconscious mind. So get that right so you can start making serious changes and living the life that you are meant to live. We also sat down with an amazing matchmaker, Claudia Duran, who gives us some great advice for creating a great online profile and also just building up your confidence to have an amazing dating life and to get the relationship and the love that you deserve if you're single. And then one of the other amazing 2 episodes that really changed my life was when I sat down with Dr. Amy Duffy and also Dr. Deb Matthews, who talk about the importance of hormones and how hormones kind of run everything. And what happens is we're not properly tested. And so when we think we are low energy, maybe we're not sleeping, or we're depressed, or we're angry, or we just feel irritable, it could really come down to your hormones. And I was blessed to have met both of these women and then took the initiative on my own to go get tested. And I found out I did have a hormone imbalance, which was leading to being tired and lack of focus and just sometimes feeling a little down. So that was life changing for me. I had suffered from low testosterone, which as a woman, I wouldn't have ever thought that was it. I had the pellets put in and I feel amazing. I just got my second round to keep those up. So that is a very, very critical episode. If you're not feeling well, instead of running for antidepressants, run to get your hormones tested because that could be the exact thing because your antidepressants are only going to mask the problem. Now, once your hormones are fixed, if you're still feeling a little down, maybe an antidepressant is the answer for you. But my recommendation, my personal opinion would be to have your hormones tested first. And then we also talked about space and all the innovation that's happening there. Sat down with Vanessa Farsdacki, who talked about her journey studying space medicine. When we are able to vacation in space, which is just around the corner, what will happen if we get injured there? And how will the body be treated differently in a different environment? Eye-opening episode. And then we also sat down with Carlton Johnson, who's a part of the space program, and he talks about how they're working rapidly to create space stations where people can go on vacation. So if you ever wanted to shop or get your hair done in space or go have a cocktail in space, that is soon going to be a reality. So listen to that episode. That was very, very, very exciting. But yes, those are some of my highlights of the year. This was a great year. It was a life-changing year. Obviously fixed my hormone issues. I wrote my first book. I'm going to be working on some other very exciting projects, which I will announce in the new year. So I have a very positive outlook on life, and I'm excited. We've got a lot of great episodes coming up this year. Just so much more we're going to be doing with the show. Again, this is the podcast to make you happier, healthier, and wealthier. And that's what we aim to do. If you ever have any ideas or you think you'd be a great guest, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we would love to consider you as a guest. If you haven't left us a review on Apple or Spotify, please do. It helps us more people discover the show. Leave us a rating. Share it with your friends. If there's an episode that you just found amazing, please share. That means so much to us so we can keep going with the show to keep bringing you insightful, amazing information. Obviously, it's the new year. We are working on New Year's resolutions. So really, really be specific about that. I've sat down with people on this show who have talked about relationships and really making a list of the traits you want in your perfect partner. We've talked about manifestation, subconscious mind. So really keep in mind if you, obviously, people always want to get fit and be healthy. So write down what those are. I like short-term goals and then I like longer-term goals. So what I would encourage people to do is like, hey, make a list for each the first quarter, right? Like, what do you want to accomplish in January? Is it walking 10,000 steps every single day? it getting to the gym 5 days a week? Is it cutting out sugar? Is it cutting out alcohol? Is it not rehashing the past? Is it getting to bed earlier? Is it just being more healthy? Trying to work on more manifestations? Write those down: January, February, March, like those short term goals. Because when you start accomplishing those goals, your mindset is just going to change and you can keep doing those other goals. A lot of people write resolutions for the entire year and then it becomes overwhelming and then they slip off the track and then it just goes away. So do the short term goals, do the long term goals. If you want to do a vision board, that's great too. I talk about in my book, and I've talked about on the podcast, the digital vision board that you can build in like a PowerPoint, which is great because you can update it. Sometimes our desires and our wants change as we evolve as humans and grow. So the digital allows you to update that quickly. I always like to stare at my vision board before I have a big meeting. Kind of gets me pumped up for the life that I desire. So if you haven't done a vision board or you don't have a digital one, this is a sign maybe to go create one and kind of look at that. And you can print it out as well and hang it on your wall so you see it. But it's really believing it. And the one thing I love about the subconscious mind that I picked up in Stephanie Kwong's episode, and also by listening to The Power of the Unconscious Mind, is that your subconscious mind and your conscious mind don't know, or your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or fake. Right. So if you're constantly saying, this is my bank balance, that money comes easily to me, I am abundant, I am this, things will start showing up in your life to prove that subconscious mind right. So make sure that you are always kind of staying positive. Obviously, the economy is a little bit rough at the moment. People are a little bit fearful, but just remember, recessions are where the most millionaires and billionaires are created. So the more positive you stay, the more opportunity that's going to come your way. And stay in faith, guys, because you are an amazing, unique, individual person and you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. And it's up to you. And one of the things I also talked about in my book, which is so true, because when I looked back on my life, I realized that, oh my gosh, it was a little scary. But your thoughts create your reality. And when I looked back on the times where I was really struggling in my life, I remember having more dominant negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And I was very fearful and not having faith that things would always find a way to work out. And what I found from switching that thought is that more amazing things are showing up in my life. And I like to always say life happens for me, not to me. To me is a victim mentality. For me is a positive mindset. So when things don't work exactly as you had hoped for, you could say, well, this is working for me, because the truth is life is working for you. It's working for your benefit, but it's up to you to see it. And that brings me into my next point. One of the things I would encourage everybody to put on their New Year's resolution is to wake up and state three to 5 or 10 or whatever it is, things that they're grateful for. It'll set your day on a positive note. And also when you go to bed, all the things you're grateful for that happened that day or in your life. The more gratitude you have, the more positive things you are going to bring in. So with that being said, Happy New Year, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to these episodes. We could not do it without you. I want to give another shout out to our podcast producer, Lynette Dallas, who works behind the scenes. She is amazing. And also our editor, Brent Katz, who is making sure that these videos are great and the audio is great, and we can keep kind of pushing out great information. So big thank you to them. Big thank you to you guys. And let's make 2023 the best. All right. We'll see you guys in the new year.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.